All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Video number 2 for Objective Media today. That's right, video number 2. We are going to talk a little bit about tax reform, since that's a big issue. Now, I've said in the past that there's 2 things that Republicans have to get done if they want to have a really good chance of winning in 2018. Right? They still may not keep their majority, but there's 2 things that they have to get done: tax reform and healthcare. Right? Those are the 2 things. We talked about healthcare before on the show. That needs to get done. They're talking about a bill next week. We'll see if that actually happens. But there are 3 things standing in the way of tax reform. We're going to get into that in this video today, just so you guys have a good idea of what's going on and everything like that. The Treasury Secretary said on Sunday that the administration has eyes on releasing a tax bill to the public in September, with the goal on Sunday, sorry, not Saturday, with the goal of passing a comprehensive tax reform package in 2017. The secretary said he'd like to think tax reform would get done before Congress went home for the August recess, but that timeline depended on Congress passing an Obamacare repeal. Now, he said that in March. Right? He was like, I'd like to see taxes get done before the August recess. He said that in March, but that depended on the Obamacare repeal, which obviously isn't here yet, which is a problem. Now, here are the 3 obstacles that the administration faces. The first is repealing Obamacare before handling the U.S. tax code. The president is adamant that the tax regulatory reform cannot be done before Congress puts a bill on his desk to repeal and replace Obamacare, a point that both the Treasury Secretary and Speaker of the House Paul Ryan reiterated on a number of occasions. Donald Trump said in April that tax reform was in very good shape, but that it needed to get healthcare taken care of. Donald Trump also said that Congress would not dare to leave Washington without a beautiful new healthcare bill approved and ready to go. So let's hope that happens. The second one is potential disagreements between Republicans over lowering taxes. Now, there's some Republicans that want to just straight up lower taxes, right? We know that. There's other Republicans that are saying, look, if we just straight up lower taxes, that's going to cause a lot of issues. Like we're not getting enough revenue coming in, and so that's going to cause a lot of issues, like budgetary issues that we have right now that need to be solved. So there's representatives and legislators and senators and everything like that from certain states that are trying to deny the lowering of taxes at this point because they want to increase taxes, right? That's what they want to do. One example of that is Republican Governor Bill Haslam of Tennessee signed the state's first gas tax into law amid outcry from conservative groups that argued the state over $1 billion surplus should not increase taxes on his own citizens. So that's a thing right there, right? That's an argument that's going on within the Republicans. Now, I've said numerous times on the show, well, actually, we'll get to that in a second. Let me get to the third problem, and that is raising the debt ceiling. Now, without passing a budget reconciliation package and dealing with the impeding debt ceiling, Republican leadership in Congress and the Trump administration will be unable to move forward with tax reform. Now, Congress will have to pass a 2018 budget resolution in September to keep the government funded. And then in October, lawmakers will face a decision on whether or not to raise the federal debt ceiling. The CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, which is an independent organization, reported in June on June 29th that Congress will have no choice but to raise the debt ceiling, given that the U.S. Treasury is set to run out of liquidity by mid-October if a decision is not reached. I hate this debate. I hate the tax debate or the debt ceiling debate. I hate it. I hate it. I can't say enough. I hate it. But it comes up every so often. Now, the Treasury Secretary has requested that Congress raise the debt ceiling before leaving for the August recess, or even sooner, to avoid shocking financial markets and imposing some potentially dire liquidity risks. Now, if you agree with that, some people do, some people don't. That's just a thing. Now, if Republicans can't get enough support for tax reform from their own party, they're going to have to look to Democrats. Now, Democrats are opposing Donald Trump's plans. So they probably wouldn't work with the Republicans on this. And if Republicans don't get this debt ceiling thing passed, Democrats could score political points with their constituents, which is another reason why bipartisan effort is unlikely. Now, of course, no one's going to work together. That's just what always happens, right? The Democrats and the Republicans, they don't want to work together. If they did, you'd see a lot more progress in Washington, I think. That'd be a good thing. My audio is lagging. Hope it didn't mess anything up. I don't think it did. I think we're good. But anyway, yeah, so you definitely, they need to work together. But let me just remind Republicans of this, because I said this on Dylan's Daily Show yesterday. I'm going to say it again here. The American people elected Republicans because they trusted Republicans to get things done. There were problems in Washington that they felt the Democrats weren't solving, and they wanted Republicans to do it. They elected the Republicans, gave them control, then they gave them the White House. Now, if Republicans can't do anything, they're going to get kicked out. They didn't get put in there for, just to watch them eat donuts and do nothing. That's not why they're there. So I think every Republican should realize, look, I'm here because the American people expect me to get things done. So me standing against this isn't really helping, because that's not what the American people want. So just keep that in mind, Republicans who are opposing these bills. Keep that in mind, okay? The American people want things to get done. They don't want you to stand there and do nothing. Maybe a few of them do. But most of them don't want you to stand there and do nothing. So the best thing to do, get something out there on healthcare. Just get it out there. Anything will be better than Obamacare, and then you can run on that. You can say, look, I voted for a replacement to Obamacare. But get something popular out there. Fix the problems that the American people don't like. Get it out there. Then work on taxes. Get something out there. You can come back and fix it later, right? Or you don't have to if you do something good enough. I'm convinced that if Republicans sit down and do something good enough, they can get something done. But they refuse to do that. So yeah, that's my little thing there, my little rant on that issue. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and share. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more. I will catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.